Well guys, we have a treat for you today. We have an absolutely awesome car that we're going to be driving around, spending some time with, and just really getting to enjoy. Just like the Mustang video, now that I know how to drive stick, there's all these cars that I've always wanted to experience, but I never thought that I'd be able to. And today we're crossing another car off that list. We are shooting with this amazing wide body Lotus Elise. This was provided by my friend Justin. He's a realtor here in Utah. I will put his website in the description below. If you are looking for a house or anything, go check him out and support him for giving us this insane wide body car to drive around today. We are at this beautiful lake and just enjoying these Utah views of this wide body Lotus Elise. It just looks insane in this bright yellow color. Definitely stands out from the crowd, and it just looks incredible. So we are going to be driving this around, and we're going to be doing a photo shoot with it. I'll show you the photos like always. Without further ado, I say let's hop in and let's go for a drive. Getting in is very awkward, so don't come at me, but I'm willing to show you for the vlog. All right, yeah, this is not an easy car to get into, so bear with me. Put your one foot in, slide your butt into the car, fall in, fold your other leg in, you can shut the door, and then this one actually has removable steering wheel. Click it on like that, and we are good to go. This cabin is sparse, but surprisingly nice. Like, you have this nice perforated texture up here. This Momo steering wheel is great with matching yellow stitching. I actually have pretty nice leather door cards with like contrast stitching on them around the door handles. But all in all, it's pretty barren in here. You got bare metal everywhere, a really tiny toe box to fit everything in here. The driver accelerator pedal is even just like a tiny little piece of metal. Then all you do is have just bare aluminum around this really cool aluminum shifter here. Yes, the whole center console moves when you shake it. Don't worry about that. Then an aluminum e-brake, and also just bare metal all around. These seats, full of my camera gear right now, but they are paper thin pieces of metal, literally just leather with some little padding on it, some stitching, and this more grippy material to keep you in the seat. And then you can see the view out back, got that big wing. But surprisingly, the view around the car isn't terrible. Like, it's really actually not that hard to see out of as you're driving it. But yeah, this car is just more bare bones, track focused, but that's the whole point of Lotus. So this is a little bit different than the Shelby that we just reviewed, but I am here for it. And surprisingly, when I'm in my driver position, like, I have like almost 4 inches of headroom. That's actually amazing. I didn't expect to have any headroom in this car, but I do. So that's great. It's just one of those cars where it's really hard to get in, but when you're in, it's actually not too bad a place to be. Would I want to take this on a long road trip, especially with like having a piece of metal just in my butt right now, like up against the sides? No. Like, I'm not sure if you can see, there's this metal lip right here. I'm pretty much sitting on that, and this isn't too comfortable either. It's just metal on metal. Yeah, so that's what I'm currently sitting on. But all in all, not too bad. You could easily do maybe an hour or two in this car pretty comfortably, but if you had to do like a 5-6+ hour road trip in it, I'd die. Good thing I don't have to do that. I've been probably gonna spend about an hour and 20-ish minutes in this car today, so just the right amount of time. And again, I am a 6'2". I am not the main demographic for a Lotus Elise, especially being 6'2" and just as big as I am. This thing sounds good though. These Utah views are so nice. These seats are hard as crap. They are not comfort seats in any way. If you hit any big bump, this is just gonna wreck your butt. I know it. Second gear, there we go. Second gear disappeared on me. It's kind of almost like a little bit over. It's interesting. This is loud. It's loud and it's bumpy and it's rough. I don't know what I expected. So I don't really know much of the specs of the Lotus Elise, but I will put them up on the screen here. And I think they're coming closer to like 200 something horsepower. But with a car that weighs so little, like that sounds like such a small amount of power, but I guarantee you it's enough. But the owner did say that he wants to put a turbo kit and different intercoolers onto here. So that'll be really cool. Woo! That second gear is in such a weird spot. In the third. This thing doesn't sound too bad for a little 4-cylinder. Let's go down to fourth. I'd say it's not as smooth as the GT350 from yesterday, but it's kind of fun how rough it is. And sorry the sun's so bright right now if you can even see me. It's always fun being in these like low-slung sports cars, especially this one with a wide body, bright yellow, because the kids just love it. They're just staring at the car so much. It's always fun being in a car that's like the center of attention in a lot of ways. Truck's trying to race me. This is such a heavy gearbox. Compared to the Mustang, this is so much harder to shift gears. I'm sorry that sun is literally right in the worst spot it possibly could be. Just had a little backfire go off right there. That was cool. But yeah, these Lotus Elises, I've always wondered if I would ever even be able to like fit inside of them, just for how little they are. And let me trust me, you're gonna see, if you haven't seen already, video of me folding into this thing. It is not graceful one bit. Probably one of the hardest cars ever to get into. Pretty comparable actually to, let's say, the Lamborghini Diablo, which was actually a really difficult car to get into. But yeah, this one I would say is actually a little worse. To be honest, like, it is a very bare bones, sparse car in here, but it doesn't look like low quality in any way. Like usually these track cars and stuff sometimes like cheap out on materials, but you actually have like nice stitched leather on the doors, and these seats are like actually a decent leather too, and you got this perforated dash looking, and this Momo steering wheel's really nice also. So this actually isn't a terrible place to be, all things considered. And that second gear is such a weird spot. It's almost like back a little bit, like it's not a straight back shift. It's almost, you have to go to the left a little bit, like a reverse dog leg transmission. But I guess on the picture on the shifter, it is angled slightly, so maybe that's just a thing. Let's get his RPMs up a little bit. Say the car is just a little rattly, you know, but old British cars, you know, that are made of fiberglass. What do I expect? Driving on the highway with a little sports car is sometimes scary, because a lot of people, even though we're in a bright yellow Lotus, some people just don't see you. One time I was here driving one of my friend's McLaren 765 LT Spider, which I would assume is a pretty conspicuous car. Like it's about twice the size of this car, I feel like. And someone still almost ran into me because they didn't see me next to them. Let's make our turn onto this road. See how the handling feels in this. Easy, planted, like you would expect the Lotus to be. Well, let me tell you, this is a workout on your shin a bit. I have to cruise a little bit, give my shin just like a little bit of a break for a second. But people definitely like to stare at this car. And the view out the front looks actually really cool. Just seeing these haunches of the Lotus and with the carbon fiber air vents and looking out back with the carbon fiber rear wing. This is a really bumpy road and the car suspension is doing that a lot. My camera is stabilized so it might not pick it up, but it is very bouncy for me right now. Because this road looks like it'd be super smooth and not bouncy at all, but it is. Easy peasy. I think we might have a cop behind us. We'll behave. This isn't a car that I think you can really break the law too much in, to be honest. But this clutch is actually very easy to use. I'm actually very happy with it. It's really not that bad. It almost seems like kind of a hard car to stall. I'm getting the hang of this transmission. Not too bad. Again, this car just feels so planted, like hardly any body roll at all. This would definitely be a confidence-inspiring car on a racetrack. But again, it's a Lotus, like what did I expect? Initial thoughts so far, I'm actually really enjoying this. Like I said, I have surprisingly a lot of room in here that like it's really hard to get in and out of, but when you're in here, like you got room and it's really not that bad. I mean, if you had a second person in here with you, that would be a little more rough because my shoulder is sitting over the other seat currently. So that wouldn't be the most comfortable thing in the world, having another person in here with you. But other than that, like just cruising by yourself, not bad. Or I guess if you were cruising with a significant other that you didn't mind rubbing shoulders with all the time, but just keep in mind, no matter who you're riding with in here, you're probably going to be grabbing their knee on accident when you try to go shift it because their legs would literally be right here. These turning signals are way far away from the steering wheel. Like, I have to let go of the steering wheel to reach the turning stalk. Oh, I got a hill start here in heavy traffic. My manual skills are about to be tested. Let's see how this goes. Let's try not to hit this truck behind us. We're good. We're fine. This will be cool. Successful hill start. Into third. Just gets so much looks. I love it. It's so fun. Yep, and there's the 80-mile-an-hour steering wheel shake that Justin was telling me about. It is a bit shaky at this speed. Yeah, this wouldn't be a car I want to take on the highway for like a really long time. This wouldn't be my first choice, that's for sure. I feel like this framing and just this car makes me look gargantuan in the camera. I'm already a huge dude, but this just looks absurd. It's almost kind of like an interesting like vacuum leak kind of sound behind your head, which is such an interesting noise to just like have constantly around your ears. Such tight turning, no drama at all. This just feels great. Yeah, when you get these gear shifts down, they're really good. Like I said, it's a pretty heavy like shifter. I would prefer mine just a little bit lighter, and the clutch is a little heavy, but so just like a little lighter on both, and I feel like this car would be amazing as far as just the feel of the clutch and everything goes. Woo. Suspension does not like bumps, let me tell you. Yeah, this is one where if you aren't someone who can handle listening to creak sounds in your car, wear your headphones while you drive this, because it's a little creaky. Alright guys, so we just made it to the marina in the Lotus, and these views just look amazing. Just the mountainscapes, the sunset, just like the foggy, moody mountains everywhere. And even back here, it looks like the mountains are gonna start raining, which is kind of a vibe. I'm here for it. But yeah, we're just gonna chill here for a little bit, enjoy the car, enjoy the sunset, and we're gonna take some photos, because why would you not with a background like this? This just looks so good. But I just want to thank again Justin, the owner, for letting me take this car and just enjoy it and trusting me with it, because it's never like an easy thing trusting someone to take your like pride and joy out for a drive, especially in Utah during a very busy rush hour time also, and hoping that they don't break your car and return it. But yeah, I feel pretty good. I learned how to drive here in Utah. I'm safe. It's other people that I'm always scared about. Like I said on the drive, it's scary being in a car that's so small, because even though this is a bright, loud yellow car, sometimes people aren't paying attention and they don't see you, especially when you're lower than their door handles, and they might run into you. So that's why you just have the proper insurances always. Don't drive without insurance. It's bad. But just look at this view right here. It looks insane. Like, this car is wild with the wide body kit on it. This just looks so good. This thing is just so wide. Like, it's tiny, it's small, but it's wide. That's exactly why it's thick with 2 C's. S2. This back end almost looks like a mini Hennessy Venom. This is just wild. And this is like intakes and the brake cooling vents right there, carbon fiber wing, and the owner was saying he wants to put a ski box on top also, and just get all the little things touched up on this car, because the last owner let some things go by the wayside and didn't keep it up. Like, I'm not sure if you can see these headlights, they're a little cracked up a bit, but it's all the little details. This is one of those cars, it's like my BMW, where looks good from afar, but far from good. And I bet the owner can attest. This thing, when you get up close to it, is probably the same, but again, my BMW is also that way. Looks good from afar, but it is far from good. But I think this looks killer. So let's set up the camera, let's take some photos. Well guys, the sun is going down and we're enjoying this beautiful sunset hitting the mountains. This like crazy view over there. Just enjoying this wild view with the Lotus also. That is going to wrap up the review today. This is such a cool car, fun car. I'm excited that I get to go drive it a little bit more and go give it back to the owner. Thank you again to Justin for letting me take the Lotus and just enjoy it and enjoy this insane sunset with it. These photos look amazing. I hope you guys like them too. And comment down below what car you think I should review next. I'm trying to cross off a ton of manual cars off of my list, so let me know what I should review next. And thank you so much for watching this video and being here, and I hope I catch you in the next one. Peace.